campus of the University of Nebraska-Lincoln and the studios of Anderson Hall. This is Star City News Now.
Welcome to Star City News. I'm Amanda Soltero.
And I'm Larry Brown. Here are the latest stories on this Tuesday. Lincoln police are investigating a drive-by shooting that took place Monday evening near 24th Street between Holdridge and Dudley. Police said 17 shots were fired into the home. Neighbors nearby said they were having a barbecue when they heard gunshots and ran for cover. Police have no suspects in custody. Authorities have the woman who they believe is responsible for a hit and run in February. 53-year-old Deborah Novak was arrested for leaving the scene of a serious accident. According to authorities, Novak hit 46-year-old David Hughes as he was crossing the street at 48th and Madison. Hughes was left with brain trauma as a result. Witnesses and debris at the scene narrowed down the search to Novak's vehicle. Police also learned she told people she hit someone and hid the car in a storage unit that was rented.
Doctors are still trying to determine what killed a 20-year-old UNL student. Kyle Vermoss was having flu-like symptoms, then his roommates found him unresponsive. Doctors thought it was influenza A, but testing proved otherwise. The virus attacked his brain and he had been in a coma since March 7th. Vermoss passed away on Sunday night. The funeral will be on Thursday at St. Peter's Catholic Church. 2 Lincoln 16-year-olds are still missing and may be headed to New Mexico or Wisconsin. Authorities say the 2 girls aren't a danger to others, but a danger to themselves due to their struggles with mental illness. They could be traveling in a silver 4-door 1997 Lincoln Continental. Contact police if you have any information. Dry temperatures and heavy winds have caused multiple brush fires across Nebraska.
Just this weekend, firefighters battled 3 in Lincoln alone. Star City's Ryan Swanigan has more.
Thanks, guys. I'm here at 84th and Adams, where, as you can see behind me over here, a lot of dry fields, trees, quite a bit of farmland, also really dry and kind of filled with a lot of flying dirt here. Now, we're at the east edge of the city limits. Now, just earlier this month, grass fire started behind the People's City Mission over on the other side of town. That's in the West O area. Now, of course, other fires have taken place. Branched Oak Rec area had a fire, scorching 275 acres, in fact. Other fires in eastern Nebraska have happened, quite a few up in the Omaha area, including the Lake Cunningham Rec area, Zorinsky Lake, and Memorial Park. So Lincoln really isn't the only city that's being affected by these grass fires. Now, I talked to state climatologist Al Dutcher on the issues and the scenarios surrounding those grass fires. He spoke to me about the precautionary measures that should be exercised beyond just watching the weather.
So a little bit of common sense would go a long way. If you look at all these fires that have broke out, from what I've seen, the vast majority of them have been human influence caused. Burning in this type of conditions is an absolute no-no. If you're going to have to burn at night, at least when your relative humidity levels come up and you see a drop-off on your winds. Secondarily, a leading contributor to major fires is pitching cigarettes out.
Now, Nebraska currently is one of the states affected most by high risk of fire scenarios, and as you can imagine, the weather has a big factor as far as playing an effect into those grass fires. Now, with more on that, now here is Chief Meteorologist Amber Michael. Amber?
Well, Ryan, like Al said, the fires that we've seen have started as a result of burning trash as well as discarding cigarettes that are still lit. Now, as far as the weather goes, these fires are sustained through the high winds as well as the lack of moisture that we've seen. The good news is a cold front is coming through this evening, so although we still have those stronger winds, the humidity level should be high enough to where the fire threat is decreased. However, people are still advised to use common sense when dealing with fire. Now, on a related weather note, we saw very normal temperatures today, although the Climate Prediction Center suggests that we may see below normal temperatures once again. Meteorologist Tyler Hurley will have the extended forecast coming up live. For Star City News, I'm Chief Meteorologist Amber Michael. Larry, Amanda, back to you guys.
Thank you, Ryan and Amber. We're going to take a break, but when we come back, we'll tell you about a California man arrested for smuggling.
UNL budgets are revealed and a Kearney councilman is in hot water.
Stay tuned. Star City News comes right back.
Lincoln is usually thought of as a small Midwestern community, but it also has many of the cultural and entertainment benefits of a large city. Lincoln has a growing business community and is also home to the Nebraska state government. The new Pinnacle Bank Arena is home to Nebraska basketball and hosts many big-name concerts year-round. Lincoln is one of the fastest-growing cities in the Midwest. Come find out for yourself. In Lincoln, life is right.
You don't have to drive to Omaha to see the latest and greatest independent films. The Mary Reitman Ross Media Arts Center, located on the University of Nebraska City campus at 13th and Q Street, provides the Lincoln community with an alternative to commercial film and television. The Ross has a variety of showtimes to fit your schedule, and students get a discount. Add a little culture to your life. Visit the Ross. To learn how to support the Ross, and for showtimes and ticket prices, visit theross.org.
Visit the Nebraska State Museum at Morrill Hall, where worlds come to life. At Morrill Hall, you can explore worlds past, present, and distant. With its natural history exhibits and Mueller Planetarium, 1 minute you can be walking with dinosaurs and the next you can be flying amongst the stars. Don't let your opportunity for a day of exploration and wonder pass you by. Visit museum.unl.edu for more information. Stop by Morrill Hall and just explore.
Welcome back to Star City News.
We begin with more stories from around Lincoln. Nebraska state troopers made a big find during a traffic stop. Authorities seized 122 pounds of marijuana and arrested Tuo Tao of Fresno, California. He was pulled over for driving on the shoulder of the road and consented to a search when asked. Troopers found 6 duffel bags of marijuana in the trunk of his car. He was arrested on possession with intent to deliver. The University of Nebraska are making big moves to get rid of their budget shortfall. Chancellor Harvey Perlman unveiled the list of proposed cuts. Some of the proposals given to cover the deficit are an increase in the campus recreation fees for non-members and the elimination of 4 graduate assistant positions. The move still needs to be put before the Academic Planning Committee so it can be reviewed by students and faculty.
The Crossroads Mall in Omaha may not be getting redeveloped after all. Mayor Jean Stotthert is trying to pull the issue of the $50 million bond out of the May election. Stotthert says she hopes the project can be completed without the help of general obligation bonds. Investors of the project are now looking for alternative types of public support. The mayor said she heard plenty of comments from people about being skeptical of using public money. The decision will be coming soon. A city councilman from Kearney was given a ticket, but not for a traffic stop. He was caught gambling during the boys' state basketball tournament held at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Randy Bushcotter and his daughter Danielle were seen by undercover police exchanging money with other people. What's not clear was how much money was involved. The councilman said he's ready for whatever punishment comes his way. He also apologized to his daughter, who he said was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Well, Larry, it's nice to see the weather warming up.
You know, this weekend I didn't even take my car out, just pretty much walked everywhere that I needed to go. Well, let's hear from Star City's weather team about what we can expect heading into the rest of our week.
Here's what's happening outside right now. This is Star City News weather.
Well, that's right, Larry. If you were outside today, you probably walked most of where you went, or at least you didn't have to drive. We did see some clouds start to head through. Now it's cloudy for the most part, and those clouds came through about, an hour ago or so. Right now, we do have a low pressure system that's kind of moving through the air. It's going to continue on down southeast, and that's what's going to bring us our precipitation chances for tonight. Looking at the future sat radar, we do see this system kind of move through around 7 o'clock is when it should start moving into Lincoln, and then around 10 o'clock, we could see that rain mixture switch over to snow. Most likely, we'll have a rain and snow mixture as the surface temperatures aren't going to be freezing. And then by around 1 a.m. this morning, it should be mostly out of the area as we clear up heading on into tomorrow. Taking a look at current temps right now, we do see southeast Nebraska is fairly warm. We have 51 degrees in the capital city, 50 in Omaha, but then as you head out into central Nebraska and into the Panhandle, you do see those temperatures drop down. 36 in Broken Bow and 36 in North Platte. The almanac for today couldn't have asked for a more normal high today, 55 and the normal's 53. Our low did us one better. We were sitting at 39 for our low today, 10 degrees warmer than our typical normal low for this time of year. But look at the record. What a difference a year makes. 87 degrees was a high in 1921. A year later, 90-degree difference as our low for 1922 was -7 degrees. Also, look at that sunset. Keep pushing back as we head towards summer. Right now, though, 51 degrees in the capital city. It is cloudy, unfortunately, as we start to have that cold front that moves through. We do have pretty windy conditions right now at southwest, out of the southwest at 10 to 15 miles an hour. Those are going to switch to out of the northwest as that cold front continues to move through. Heading on into tonight, we should see around 6 p.m. start to see those rain showers maybe around 7 to 8. And those winds, again, going to shift to be out of the northwest at 15 to 20 miles an hour. Around 10 o'clock, that's when we're going to see that snow start to kick in. We could have that snow mix, but again, we're not looking for any significant accumulation, maybe up to 1/10 of an inch at most. Again, those northwest winds are going to continue overnight. It's going to be very windy. By the time we get to 1 a.m., the snow should wrap up, but we're talking wind gusts up to 30 miles an hour. We're going to have a very windy day tomorrow as well. However, those northwest winds aren't going to keep our temperature down. We're talking 68 degrees for tomorrow. Very, very welcome day, especially with spring just 2 days from now. Taking a look at the 7-day forecast, Thursday is going to look pretty good with those 68-degree temperatures, Friday at 57. And then over Friday night into Saturday, we are going to have another low-pressure system move through, but that shouldn't do anything more than just drop our temperatures down a little. We're not looking to see any significant accumulation with that storm. Then to start out your work week, we're going to be upper 40s into the 50s.
Well, Tyler, it's nice to see the weather kind of consistently staying warm.
It is. So it looks like it'll keep that way for a while.
Yeah.
Well, you know, guys, one place that's even warmer than here is San Antonio. Many Nebraskans will be heading down there to watch the men's basketball team.
Well, I wish I could go, but I hear that the trip is a little bit pricey. Our own Lindsay Burning started investigating how much it could cost you to go on that trip.
That's right, Friday marks the first Nebraska basketball NCAA tournament appearance since 1998, and Husker fans across the state are clamoring to be a part of it. Husker basketball players, coaches, and fans held their breath Sunday while they waited to see if they got a bid to the NCAA tournament. While this video may not be the best quality, it says it all. The Nebraska ball crowd couldn't be more excited to play Baylor in San Antonio this coming Friday. The University of Nebraska-Lincoln was given 550 tickets for the game. While they sold out almost immediately in the pre-sale open to season ticket holders, you can still find tickets on ncaa.com for more than $200 or third-party websites for $80 at the cheapest. AAA Nebraska Public Affairs Director Rose White of Omaha says they have had a huge number of fans trying to book trips down to see them play.
We have been very busy at all of our branch offices, people inquiring as to whether or not we have a charter flight or what hotel availability is, as well as airfares. And so certainly the attention towards either going down there to see the Huskers play or the Blue Jays, the interest has been extremely high.
There are no charter flights going from Lincoln or Omaha to San Antonio, and many commercial flights are already sold out or pricey.
When we were checking flight availability and rates yesterday, rates were varying between $850 all the way up to $1,700 for a round-trip flight out of Omaha. However, the seats were very limited, and so they may be sold out by this time.
White says your best bet might be driving, especially if you are going with a group. It is about a 13 to 14-hour trip. You can estimate the price you will spend on gas by going to fuelcostcalculator.aaa.com and entering your destination and type of vehicle. As far as hotels go, White says there is a wide variety in San Antonio, and you can find almost anything within your budget, although the famous Riverwalk area is a must. Larry and Amanda, if you do want to go a cheaper route, the Pinnacle Bank Arena is having a watch party right here in town. The doors will open 10:30 Friday morning. It's free to get in, and food and drinks will be sold for only a few bucks. Up next, Lanny will have your Star City Sports Report after the break.
You're watching Star City News live at 5.
The Lincoln Children's Museum is an exciting family experience for everyone. It offers 3 floors of hands-on exhibits and imaginative programs that allow children and adults to discover the adventure of learning through play together. Build, dance, play, climb, sing, and laugh at the Lincoln Children's Museum in Lincoln, Nebraska. Here you can be whatever and go wherever your imagination takes you. The Lincoln Children's Museum invites children to create, discover, and learn through the power of play.
More than 4 million lives are saved each year, thanks to ordinary people who simply donate a pint of blood. One simple donation can save up to 3 lives. The friendly staff of the Nebraska Community Blood Bank are there with everything needed to help you be that hero. Saving lives is just an appointment away. Call 402-486-9414 to set up your appointment today. Be the hero.
Get in touch with your state history at the Nebraska History Museum. Even if you're from out of state, the Nebraska History Museum provides an excellent look into the life of Nebraska, from the very first Nebraskans to more recent times. The museum has so many exhibits to draw you in and really discover Nebraska's past. The Nebraska History Museum is located at 15th and P Streets, so come visit today for some quality history.
It's time for sports on Star City News.
Hey, what's up, Star City? I'm Lanny Holstein here with your sports. And well, Lindsay already has you set for getting out to San Antonio on Friday, but here's what you're going to actually be looking at on the court. Nebraska is the 11th seed in the West, and they get a Baylor team that's coming off 3 wins in the Big 12 tournament. It is a tough matchup, but as you can see, if they win it, they might get a shot at Creighton for a spot in the Sweet 16. And man, wouldn't this state go nuts over a game like that? And the Husker women, though, they already went nuts. That was last night. The committee picked them as a 4 seed for the women's version of the NCAA tournament, and that's their highest seeding since they were a 1 back in 2010. Here's a look at the bracket for you, and it pans out pretty nicely for the Big Red. If Connie Ori and crew can get a couple wins to start the tournament out, their Sweet 16 game will be back home here in Lincoln. And Forbes magazine ranked the most valuable college basketball programs across the nation yesterday. And no, Nebraska is not in the top 20 yet, but the new sold-out Pinnacle Bank Arena will no doubt bring in more money this year than last, so there is a little bit of hope that maybe they'll be on there next year. And if you're planning on watching a little bit of baseball tonight, you're going to have to reschedule that. The teams moved tonight's Nebraska-Creighton game to tomorrow at 5. That's because of some impending weather. And that's going to do it for Sports Star City. I'm Lanny Holstein. Back to the anchor desk.
Thanks, Lanny. Well, I got goosebumps when I was watching both of those selection shows.
You know, at this point in time, Nebraska is not a football town anymore, but it's firmly a basketball town. You know, it was exciting. Coming up in social media, we'll get to see some anchors who experienced an earthquake in the middle of their newscast.
Let's send it over to Veronica Grizzle to see that and more.
Stay connected with the latest social media here on Star City News.
Hey there, I'm Veronica Grizzle, and here is the latest in the social media world. March Madness usually entails what the title implies, madness. Then add Nebraska making the tournament, and social media around Nebraska explodes with excitement for the Huskers. The Huskers' official Twitter page tweeted out their favorite hashtags of the year. They included hashtag Bank is Open, hashtag Cornstorming, and hashtag No Sit Sunday. Even actress Gabrielle Union got in on the action on Twitter. She said she was beyond excited her team made it and to cut a rug at the tournament. If you are having trouble filling out your bracket, BuzzFeed has a survey that will help make the decision for you. If you pick 3 of the 8 qualities about yourself, they will fill out the entire bracket for you. Because I chose that I am a cat person, I love everything neon, and big animals scare me, I got Weber State winning the whole thing. Maybe not completely accurate, but it was fun. Last week, we reported that U.S. students were lagging behind in certain areas in the classroom. In an effort to make basic math more relatable to kids, Jimmy Fallon breaks down some basic arithmetic using pop culture references. Check out his basic equation.
All right, let's take a look at our first equation here. This is a good one for St. Patrick's Day. If you take a leprechaun and if you add Newt Gingrich, it equals E.L. Fudge.
After this skit, the hashtag popular mathematics was trending on Twitter. And a 4.4 magnitude earthquake sent KTLA's morning anchors diving under their news desks. Check out the video of the anchors here.
Thank you. Coming up, more problems for a troubled
earthquake.
Dinner. Yep,
We're having an earthquake.
The earthquake took the anchors by surprise when it struck just before 6:30 a.m. during their newscast. You better believe I would be getting the heck out of there too. That's all I have for your social media buzz. Make sure to check out our Facebook page, follow us on Twitter, and watch some of our previous shows on YouTube. I'm Veronica Grizzle. Back to you guys.
Well, you couldn't even, he wouldn't even get that out of me. It's straight under the desk as soon as the ground shakes, I'll tell you that much. Thanks, Veronica. When we come back, you'll find out what late movie star will have their last movie released.
And what charges is Kanye West dealing with now? Stay with us to find out.
Lincoln is usually thought of as a small Midwestern community, but it also has many of the cultural and entertainment benefits of a large city. Lincoln has a growing business community and is also home to the Nebraska state government. The new Pinnacle Bank Arena is home to Nebraska basketball and hosts many big-name concerts year-round. Lincoln is one of the fastest-growing cities in the Midwest. Come find out for yourself. In Lincoln, life is right.
You don't have to drive to Omaha to see the latest and greatest independent films. The Mary Ross Media Arts Center, located on the University of Nebraska City campus at 13th and Q Street, provides the Lincoln community with an alternative to commercial film and television. The Ross has a variety of showtimes to fit your schedule, and students get a discount. Add a little culture to your life. Visit the Ross. To learn how to support the Ross, and for showtimes and ticket prices, visit theross.org.
Welcome back to Star City News. I'm Amanda Soltero.
And I'm Larry Brown.
We're going to entertainment now with Megan Williams to let us know what's happening in the celebrity world.
And now for the latest in entertainment on the Star City News Network.
Hey everyone, I'm Megan Williams here with your entertainment news. First up, a fashion disaster. Monday morning, fashion designer Loren Scott was found hanging in her New York apartment. Scott was reportedly $6 million in debt. The 49-year-old had dressed some of Hollywood's biggest names, including Sarah Jessica Parker and Angelina Jolie. Fashion wasn't the only reason she made headlines. Being the girlfriend of Rolling Stones frontman Mick Jagger led Scott into the spotlight often. A spokesperson for Jagger said that he is completely shocked and devastated. More than 4 years after her death, Brittany Murphy is returning to the big screen. Her final movie, Something Wicked, is a rated R thriller about an engaged couple whose lives may be destroyed by some dark secrets.
That's my dream too. Might not ever happen.
The film's release was delayed when Murphy died in December of 2009 from pneumonia and severe anemia. It will make its way into theaters April 4th. The Good Life may not be so good for Kanye West in the upcoming months. He pleaded no contest Monday to a battery charge against a photographer that was at the Los Angeles International Airport. Fellow paparazzi videotaped as Kanye attacked. Mr. West did not attend the court hearing and was sentenced to 2 years probation, 24 anger management therapy sessions, and 250 hours of community service. Kate Winslet had no problem surviving Titanic, but the earthquake that shook Los Angeles Monday left more than just her heart pumping.
Ran into the doorframe with my friend who was with me, and she's like, "It's an earthquake, it's okay, don't worry."
Kate proved to be supermom as she breast pumped her way through the earthquake. But that wasn't Winslet's only accomplishment that day. The Oscar-winning actress became part of an elite group as her name was placed along the iconic Walk of Fame at Hollywood Boulevard. That's all I've got in entertainment news. Back to you, Larry and Amanda.
Thanks, Megan. Well, coming up in U News, we'll hear the latest on the Rex renovation process.
Star City's Reed Kilmer has that and more.
Get the latest campus info with U News.
Hey all you crazy kids, I'm Reed Kilmer and the campus has a lot going on, so let's make sure you don't get left out. Forget March Madness, do you have an idea that you could think that could make you some money? Well, let's head over to the Embassy Suites after Star City News today. It's the first of 3 entrepreneur days for UNL. Students from Nebraska and the rest of the U.S. are trying to sell their ideas for cash prizes. The grand prize winner could win $50,000. And speaking of money, I hope you've been saving it and are ready for spring break. If you've been pumping iron and burning that winter weight off, the rec center, then don't be surprised when all that equipment is gone when you return to campus. The weights and cardio equipment will be moved to Court 1 underneath the indoor track over the weekend. The strength and conditioning room will be under renovation for the next couple of months. And before you go out and explore different cultures for spring break, don't miss out on learning about a cultural here on campus. The Ross is hosting the Vision Maker Film Festival that highlights Native American movies Thursday night. Here's a glimpse of one of those films.
Some sing, some tell stories, some pray, some cry. I sat in that sweat lodge and I listened to them talk, and the stories Mom were telling were happening.
These include Native-produced documentaries and video projects. Tonight's showing is at 7 p.m. And Lincoln isn't a stranger to Native American organizations, though. I had a chance to find out what the Indian Center here in the city is really about. Many people might recognize the outside as the res during football season, but let's take a look at what happens when the tailgates aren't in full swing.
Some people use it to celebrate culture. Some people just need a little extra help. The Indian Center in Lincoln, Nebraska serves all of the community but focuses efforts on Native Americans. Lincoln Journal-Star reporter Kevin Asbaresk says the center is the best way for him to reconnect with his culture.
Yeah, I definitely feel like it's important to, for me to be in a place where they have this kind of a center where Native people can gather.
The building houses several federally funded programs. Executive Assistant Jacinda Welsh says the assistance and government grants go towards the goal of the center.
The mission of the Indian Center is to increase self-sufficiency among Native American families and individuals by obtaining and providing programs that help people.
The center puts on many events throughout the year, including the yearly powwow that happens in this arena. It brings people from many different tribes from all over the state of Nebraska together.
The activity gives Native Americans a place to celebrate and the chance to pass down traditions. I'm Reed Kilmer.
That's all I have for you in U News. I'm Reed Kilmer, and back to you, Larry and Amanda.
Thanks, Reed. It's going to be a change not working out in the weight room like I usually do.
Yeah, but it'll be exciting to see what they come up with after all. Now on to some national news. 2 people were killed and another injured after a helicopter crashes in Seattle. The chopper was owned by an ABC News affiliate and crashed just after takeoff. The news station said it was lifting off from a rooftop when it hit the side of the building and crashed into several cars just yards away from the Seattle Space Needle. The 2 people killed were passengers inside the helicopter. The situation in Ukraine has become even more tense, with Russian President Vladimir Putin claiming Crimea as part of Russia. The treaty signed by Putin and Crimean leaders reverses what Putin calls a historic mistake made by the Soviet Union 60 years ago. The treaty still has to go through parliament approval before it becomes official. The move has been condemned by the West, with President Obama sanctioning Russians and Ukrainians.
The search for a missing Malaysian jetliner enters its 11th day. The area being searched covers about the size of the United States. Thailand officials have radar evidence that the plane turned west after it stopped communicating with controllers. Suspicion has recently fallen on the pilots of that plane. Well, March Madness begins in approximately 1 minute. I filled out my bracket. Florida takes it all the way. I do have Nebraska going to the Sweet 16.
Well, I have yet to fill mine out, so I better hurry. And with that being said, that's all we have for you tonight. Thanks for joining us.